welcome to our channel. So in today's session, let us have a look on one more network security concept, that is secure electronic transaction. So we call it as SET, secure electronic transaction. So this is one part of web security. So in the previous session we have seen one part of web security, that is SSL, that is secure socket layer, and now we will see this secure electronic transaction. Here the name itself indicates we have to protect the data in this electronic transaction. So main concept we have this electronic transaction is online shopping, right? Nowadays, so everyone purchases the goods from the online store, right? So in that case, the user will give the personal information as well as the financial information in the internet. Right? So we have to provide the security for this data which we are providing in the network. So that is the concept of secure electronic transaction. Now what are the services? The services of this set is, the first one, confidentiality. That means we have to provide the security, we have to protect the data of user data, right? User data. Either it may be the personal information or the payment information. The next one, integrity. This is the main thing. Integrity. That means we are sending our personal information and the payment information through the network, so that those data, that particular data should not be altered during the transmission. Data should not be altered. That is, no modification should be done after sending the information from the sender and before receiving by the receiver. Next, so as we know, in the online store, the two persons will be there. That is, one is card holder who purchased the product, and another one is a merchant who sells the product. So card holder, simply we can say user. Card holder authentication. Right? Similarly, merchant authentication. So we can say the services we have to provide the three services: confidentiality, integrity, as well as authentication. And here the authentication is of two, that is, one is card holder authentication as well as the merchant authentication. So card holder authentication means whether the card holder is having a valid card, and merchant authentication is whether the merchant is able to accept the cards, able to accept these cards. So these are the services which we are providing by using this secure electronic transaction. Now, so who are the participants in order to implement this secure electronic transaction? Participants. Set participants. The first one is a card holder. So that means the user who will buy the product. Next, the merchant. So here also the person who sells the product. Issuer is bank of cardholder. That means, for example, the payment is of using credit card. So the bank which gives the credit card to the cardholder is a issuer, right? Issuer means the bank which issues the credit card to the cardholder. Next, acquirer. The acquirer is a financial institution established to merchant. That means, or we can say, financial institution related to merchant. Okay, right. So acquirer, here there are different card holders, that means different users. So everyone will be having their own credit card from their own banks, right? So the acquirer is related to the merchant, the financial institution related to the merchant. So the merchant need not have an account with all the banks, because merchant must be able to accept every card, the card of any bank, right? So the merchant need not have to maintain the accounts from all the banks. So instead of maintaining the accounts from all the banks, the merchant will relate it to the acquirer. Acquirer is the financial institution which accept the payment from any bank account. Hope you understood. So here the financial institution is not a bank. This financial institution will accept the payments from the cardholder with that accepts the cards from any bank account. So instead of maintaining the merchant the account, all the accounts from various banks, this merchant will relate to the financial institution, right? Next, payment gateway. So the payment gateway, who will do the payment process, right? So for example, for better understand, for example, we can say we had two payment gateways. So we can observe the payment gateway on our card. That is, we can say it is a MasterCard or a Visa card, right? So MasterCard or Visa card. These are two payment gateways, right? So next, certificate authority. Certificate authority. Certificate authority is a trusted third party who will give the certificates to all the card holders as well as the merchants. So it's a trusted third party. Gives the certificates to all the card holders and the merchants. So immediately when the card holder opens an account to the bank, immediately the bank will issue the certificate to the card holder. So what will be there in these certificates? So in these certificates there will be the card holder name as well as public key of the card holder. Or we can say customer, the public key of the customer. So instead of getting the public key from the public key ring, instead of using the public key distribution, so here the certificates will be having the card holder name and the public key of certificate, customer. So if the receiver wants the sender's public key, the sender will send only his own certificate to the receiver, so that the receiver will get the public key from the certificate. So this is also one type of authentication, achieving the authentication, right? So these are all the set participants. So one is card holder, who will have the bank account and who will buy the product. Merchant, who will accept the financial payments, and who will sell the product. Issuer, bank related to the cardholder who will give the account to the customer or cardholder. Acquirer is a financial institution related to the merchant who accepts the payment from any bank. Next, payment gateway. So it is either a MasterCard or a Visa card. Certificate authority is a trusted third party who will issue the certificates which has the public key of the customer or the public key of the user to both the cardholder and merchant. So these are the set participants, right? So in order to achieve the integrity, the customer will create one dual signature. See, we'll see that. So in order to achieve the authentication and integrity, the customer will create the dual signature. So which will be verified by both the merchant and the payment bank. Right? So how to create this dual signature? So as we know, the signature, when we call it as a signature, if the data is encrypted by using sender's private key, we call it as a signature, right? Here we are calling it as a dual signature. So why? First, so whatever the information we are passing while buying the product is a payment information. See, so while user buy the product, the user will give some information to the merchant. So that information will be divided into two parts. One is payment information. The another one is order information. So as the name indicates, the payment information will be having all our financial details. That means a card number, CVV number, expiry date, the card name on the card, and everything will be in payment information. And order information. Here the order information means, so whatever the products we are going to buy, our cart, simply we can say our cart, the products of our cart. So the information will be divided into two parts. One is payment information and order information. So this payment information should be sent to the bank. So listen carefully. Here the payment information should be given to the bank, and bank doesn't need this order information. Okay, so bank doesn't need what are the products we are buying, what are the products the user is buying, right? So the payment information will be sent to the bank, and this order information should be sent to the merchant. And the payment information should not be sent to the merchant. Only the order information will be sent to the merchant. But in both the merchant and bank, we have to verify the integrity. That means we have to verify the dual signature. That's why for the bank, the plain text of payment information and message digest of order information will be sent. Here plain text of order information and message digest of payment information will be sent. Right? So the plain text, the payment information will be sent as a plain text. Here the order information will be sent as a plain text. Right? See, this is how we will create a dual signature. Let me explain with a simple diagram so that you will clearly understood. So finally, the information will be divided into two parts, payment information and order information. And the payment information will be sent to the bank, and order information will not be shared with the bank. Similarly, the order information will be sent to the merchant, and the payment information should not be shared with merchant. Right. See. Now, we will see the dual signature, generation of a dual signature. Right? So, This is the payment information. This is the order information, right? So payment information and order information. So after having this payment and order informations, we have to apply the message digest algorithms or the hash algorithms in order to generate the hash code. Here the hash code is also called as message digest. So after applying this hash code, we will get PIMD, right? The hash code also known as the message digest. So I am calling it as payment information message digest. Similarly, here also we will apply the hash, right? So that we will get OIMD. So which is an order information message digest. So again, we have to append these two. So we have to append these two and then again apply the hash function. Again apply the hash function. Again apply the hash function, so that we will get the one more message digest. We call it as POMD, which is the payment order message digest, and this will be encrypted by using the private key of the customer. And this is encrypted by using the private key of the customer, so that we will get the POMD in an encrypted format. This POMD in encrypted format, right? So this we call it as dual signature. This we call it as a dual signature, right? So simple. The payment information, first the information will be divided into two parts. One is payment information and order information. So payment information means the complete payment information means the complete details of the payment, the financial details, and the order information is the complete details of our product's order. And applying the hash function to the payment information will give the message digest, PIMD, payment information message digest, and here also the hash applied to the order information will be given OIMD, order information message digest. So we have to append both and again apply the hash function, so that we will get POMD. So POMD is payment order message digest. So again the result will be encrypted by using private key of the customer. Here PRC. PRC is a private key of customer. Next, H is a hash algorithm. Here we will use SHA-1 algorithm. And encryption, here the encryption we will use the RSA encryption. Encryption we will use the RSA encryption. And PIMD is a payment information message digest. Similarly, OIMD, it is a order information message digest, right? Similarly, POMD, which is a payment order message digest. Then this is appending, the concatenation. So this is the dual signature, and we have to send this dual signature to the merchant and the bank, so that the merchant will again decrypt this dual signature and verify this POMD. Similarly, the bank will decrypt this dual signature and compare the POMD. So here the merchant, we have to include this dual signature with our purchase request and also the payment request. So this dual signature will be received by both the bank and merchant. So in order to check the integrity and authentication, we have to decrypt this one. So in order to decrypt this dual signature, we require the public key of the customer, right? Here we are encrypting this dual signature by using private key of the customer. So in order to decrypt this dual signature, we require the public key of the customer. So how to get this public key? So previously I have said that sharing the certificates will give the public key of the customers. So along with this dual signature, the certificate will also be sent to the merchant and bank. So from the certificate they will get the public key of the customer, they will decrypt this dual signature, and they will again generate the POMD at the bank and merchant itself, and the appended dual signature and the generated dual signature will be compared. So if those comparisons matches, that implies there is no modification during the transmission. The data is not altered during the transmission. And if the comparison mismatch, that implies there might be some alteration in the message, that means some modification in the message during the transmission. So in order to execute or implement this set, the customer should generate the dual signature. Based upon the dual signature, we will achieve the authentication and integrity. So hope you understood this dual signature. So we will stop here. So in the next class, we will see the purchase request, the purchase payment authorization, and the capture request, payment capture. Right? So these three are the events should be done. These three are the transactions to be done while implementing this secure electronic transaction. So purchase request, payment authorization, and the payment capture. So we will stop here. Hope you understood this dual signature concept, and if you really understood my videos, like my videos, share my videos with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much.